And the only thing that has changed about the Michael Miller view of Pilates is the depth of conviction and the clarity of vision. Michael Miller Pilates is about the body encountering the physics in which it exists and what it takes to survive in the arena in which it exists. Recently on Facebook, some original work of Joe's was posted, and someone commented that it was so quaint to see the original work. And I rolled my eyes and couldn't resist commenting that it was much more than quaint. It's part of the basis of the original work in which you can see for yourself that there's a message in the original work that Joseph Pilates created for you. Pilates is about preparing for the future. Pilates is about survival training, and it's about conditioning that brings your body, your mind, and your spirit into a more complete state of being in the body, in the moment of the being. Because really that's all we have is the moment that we're in. So to be able to be more connected to the moment that you're in gives you a faster response time to what happens, and that increases your probability for survival. You don't want to be the person that says, I never saw it coming. So when you do Pilates, when you do contrology, when you do the message that's in Joseph's work, you put your body, your mind, and your spirit through a pattern of movement. And that pattern can be the formalized, purest expression of the pattern that is the original exercises of Joseph Pilates, or they can be some derivative thereof. But as we all know, derivatives, the more you derive from, the further you get away from what you're deriving from, and that takes you further and further away from the purity of what it is. Which dilutes the effects. So if you really are serious about maximizing what there is to be taken from Pilates, set your goal to learn to do the Pilates mat sequence on your own, meaning that the sequence is memorized in your head and you know what comes next, in a flow, and you have to be able to have it memorized in order to flow through it, reaching for Joe's definition of contrology being the complete coordination of body, mind, and spirit, with the refinement or the view of Michael Miller Pilates that spirit is the observer, and the observer has to be present and participating in that sequence. And that if Joe's promise is uniform development, then Michael Miller Pilates, and maybe everybody else, but just to say that this is Michael Miller Pilates' key point of view, is that to get uniform development requires uniform usage. And you have to ask yourself if you go along with that or not. And the more you know about Pilates, I would think the more you would agree with that assumption, that postulate, that assertion by Joseph Pilates, that his work is a whole body exercise. It's not Kentucky Fried Pilates. It's not pieces and parts. It's whole body. So given that primarily Pilates is his mat sequence, and that when you do it, you're after the complete coordination of body, mind, and spirit, and that the result of that is uniform usage, where Michael Miller stands up alone or uniquely or offers something beyond Joe's message, is how to get to that uniform usage in the body requisite to perform Pilates as idealized. And that's my trademark, Michael Miller trademark, commonly referred to as Cornu because of the way, because of the Cornu spiral embedded within it, and because of the physics of that Cornu spiral and the implication of that physics as a means to enhance and get to uniform usage of the body, meaning uniform usage of the musculature, and all of it, to make the body lighter in space, to mitigate the effects of gravity, which is the jungle in which we seek to survive. And gravity never surrenders. So, it's always humbling when someone I worked with for just a little bit of time, years ago, calls clearly to mind that what they got from me was sensational. They could feel the difference. And that feeling stuck with them, perhaps only in their mind, but especially in their mind, in that they knew that what they got was sensational. And so my effort in avoiding it just being about me being special and what I do being transferable, which somehow is what humanity seems to be all about, is paying it forward, then what I'm pushing forward is this ideal nature of Pilates. And that ideal expression of Pilates involves uniform eccentric loading flowing through progressive patterns of movement. To the extent that your pursuit is that, I believe it's in harmony with the pursuit of the ideal nature of contrology. And whatever else contrology has become, and whatever else you may think Pilates is, the wellspring, the fountainhead of all of what Pilates is the artistry of Joseph Pilates acting as a sculptor and revealing the purest conditioning available to us to enhance our enjoyment of life, to return to life through contrology.